Chapter 7, Part B, Actual Authorities. In the agency agreement, actual authority is given to the agent in three categories. Chapter 12. Chapter 12, Part B. And so express authority is created and limited by the terms of the contract. So highlight created and limited. So basically, so whatever the terms you and your client agree, so this is how you create it. If I say, okay, go buy a car for $5,000, right? So basically that's the term. Next is implied authority. Is an authority implied that is necessary in order to enable the agent to carry out the express authority and is incidental. So highlight the word incidental. For example, showing the home to affect a sale, so you would not be a trespasser. Or showing a car for a test drive. For example, if a client say, okay, sell my home for $500,000, so what do? So you show the home to the buyer to sell. So now you're using implied authority. And for example, they say, okay, the client says, sell my car for $10,000. So how would you sell a car? Now you have to give give the car for a test drive to the customer, right? So the test drive and showing home is an example of an implied authority. So the third one is the usual or customary. The principal is considered to have consented. So I heard the word consented, mean agreed to the agent acting in accordance with customs and reasonable. And I heard the word reasonable. And the principal has not indicated otherwise. Realtor taking a deposit for associate broker who is the stakeholder. So basically highlight deposit for the associate broker. So basically mean when we make a deal as a realtor, so what do? We take a deposit. So where do we deposit? We deposit into the trust account. So the trust account of the company, right, is a stakeholder, is a third party to hold for both parties. Okay, so this is usually the realtors do. And the next is apparent authority, principal or estoppels. This is where the third party would consider form the conduct of statements of principal. So highlight conduct of statements of principal and agent, and the agent did in fact possess authority. So highlight possess authority. So the keyword to remember is center of influence. Basically, agent is acting on behalf of the principal, but still so the contract is between the principal and the third party. And the next is terminate an agent authority. How can you cancel the agent's authority? The authority of an agent or principal can be revoked orally. Highlight the word orally, revoked, by conduct or by operation of law. So three ways you can cancel: verbally, by conduct, right, or by operation of law. So if the agent doesn't behave, right. So number one, conduct. Either party, principal or agent, can terminate the authority at will. For example, if I say, sorry, I don't want to work for you, right, so I can terminate. If the client says, sorry, I no longer want your services, so they can do that too, at will. So highlight the at will, right. The principal can sell the property, and then the authority of all other listing brokers is terminated. So once the seller sell the property, what happens then? So there is no longer an authority now, right, because the property is sold. But be aware, the principal may still be liable to pay the listing representative a commission. For example, if I have a listing, so now the seller sells himself, but I have a listing agreement, but he's still liable to pay me the commission. Operation of law. Operation of law, if death happened, now the seller died, so who's going to complete now, right? Insanity, he goes insane, right? So now he can't make a decision, right? Bankruptcy of the either the principal or agent would terminate the agency, right? So basically there is no longer the relationship there. As well as the doctrine of frustration. Heard of frustration? House burned down. So I'm selling the house, but the house burned down. So what do we sell now? You understand, right? So just remember the example: death, insanity, bankruptcy, house burned down. Okay. So this is one question comes in the exam. That's it. How can you terminate the property? So three ways, right? By violation of law, death, right? Insanity, or the subject burns down, right? Or the conduct, or the both party agrees, right? Or the sale of the property. And the next is types of brokerage listing contracts. So listing contracts, right? So basically, so there are three types of listing. One is exclusive. Exclusive means you are the only person to sell. Exclusive right to sell. This conduct gives the real estate agent the sole authority. However, sole means you are the only one. The property for a specified period, 60 or 90 days, right? So he say, okay, sell for 6. I give you 60 days, sell it, right? 90 days, it can be longer too. Even if the owner sells it himself, he still owes the agent a commission. So write down, he still owes the agent a commission, unless an option for vendor to sell himself is in the agreement. And then vendor does not have to pay commission. If a seller says, if the client comes to me straight, if I sell it, I am not going to pay commission, but he writes in the contract. So then he did. Otherwise, he has to pay. So three things to remember: exclusive listing in writing. Number one, in writing, right? Right? And there is a sole agent. Only agent sells it, right? And he has to pay the commission. So if even the seller sells himself, so unless it's written in the contract. Next, multiple listing. Multiple is always an exclusive right to sell. So this is also exclusive right to sell, but the multiple, the realtor distribute to all other realtors. It is published on the internet, right? It requires a listing be distributed, highlight the word distributed, to all the members of the registered board. Basically all those 12 to 13,000 realtors, right? They get the listing in their system. Next is open listing. This authorizes the real estate agent to sell the property, but also allows the principal from employing a number of other agents to also act as agents. Commission is paid to representative who sells the house. So right, who sells the house, right? The principal does not have to pay commission, and it doesn't have to pay if he sells it himself. Nothing is in writing. It's just verbal, open to all. For example, if I say, Suki, I want to sell my home for $799. I also tell Gaurav, okay, sell my home. I send this message to all the realtors. Anybody who sells, I'll pay them 20,000 commission. But if I sell myself, I don't have to pay. It's just verbal. Okay. So now you know there are three types of listing: exclusive, multiple, and open.